Hello all, I'm SANDEEP BAZAR, working with IBM India Storage Lab. Good afternoon, konnichiwa. I'm thankful to the organization for this time slot. Just after the lunch would have been very difficult for me to holding you. Having said that, are there any mobile application developers in the room? Thanks, I had a great audience. So by the end of this presentation, every one of us will be able to build a mobile application on the top of OpenStack SWIFT-based object storage. So that is the essence of this particular presentation. So why do we actually need a mobility? So just before coming to this presentation, I have been Googling around to find some stats. There are many surveys available in the markets, which often comes with only one conclusion, saying there will be around more than 2 billion smartphones by the end of 2016. So that is very huge. For any enterprise, it is a very big opportunity. So to grab that opportunity, even for IBM, mobility has become a huge design point. So before starting with any product design, mobility is a point of discussion. So having said that, how do we leverage the object storage available now? OpenStack SWIFT provide object storage, which is also called as SWIFT, which has many unique characteristics with it. One of them, which is very much useful for mobility, is you can access the SWIFT storage using a simple API, HTTP API. So being an application developer myself, having a SWIFT, just a HTTP interface is very easy for an application development. Apart from that, even though OpenStack SWIFT offers very simple API for the application development, still we do not see much of the applications in the market for the OpenStack-based workloads. So the main reason for it is there is no easy way of doing it. So what is our focus, or what we have done is we have created an adapter so that any mobile application developer can just make use of that adapter and can just start creating an application. So as the heading of this presentation says, creating a cross-platform mobile app development. So like many enterprises used to have in olden days, Android developers, iPhone developers, Windows developers. So but today, there is no such case. A single developer needs to create a cross-platform applications. So we have several platforms available in the market, maybe Synergy, PhoneGap, etc., etc. There are many open source available. But getting them to use the object storage, OpenStack-based object storage, is a difficult now. So what we have done is, so again, before going to that, so let us understand the basic problem of the current mobile applications. Like any mobile application starts with something like a web server-based architecture, where any application developer interacts with the web server, sends the content, then web server speaks to the storage and retrieves the content to the application by the web server. So what is the problem of this? So if anyone is from the US, there is something like HIPAA compliance for electronically protected health information. For the electronically protected health information, you cannot send user health information and store it in third-party boxes. So that is not compliance with the law. So what is the need of the hour is create a smarter applications which directly speaks to the storage without any middleman. So as you can see in the slide, in the second screenshot, so we have a mobile app which is developed using the adapter that we are going to discuss in the next slide, which directly speaks to the storage without any middleman. So again, you can have a policies there, encrypted storage, a plain storage, and you can create your app's intelligence such that based on the policy, you can convert your data or store it directly into the encrypted storage or move it to the plain storage. So for a POC, what I have done is I have qualified this particular adapter with two object-based storages. So IBM is having a software-defined solution which is called as Spectrum Scale. So we are not going in detail of that particular product because it itself is a separate presentation. But in a simple sentence, what a spectrum scale cluster does, it gives you a object storage based on the much scalable GPFS cluster. So again, GPFS has its own unique way of giving a high performance. So we are not going into that. Another object-based storage that I have tested this particular adapter is using a DevStack. DevStack is a quicker way of deploying your object storage. And so as I mentioned initially, there are many open source platforms available to create a cross-platform applications. So one of such, which is IBM proprietary, is a MobileFirst, which is initially called as Worklight. It is renamed to MobileFirst now. What this mobile does first offers you is, it gives you a platform where when you create an application using any of the simple scripting language like CSS, JavaScript, and HTML, the platform itself converts your code into all the available mostly used platform like Android, iPhone, Windows, BlackBerry, etc. So you write once, execute your code anywhere. So a single developer is giving you installers for all the available platforms. So that looks great. So and it even reduces cost for the enterprise. So this is our main focus of this presentation. So what we have done is OpenStack jClouds is a kind of official SDK for the OpenStack for interacting for the OpenStack-based workloads. So jClouds offers you SDK in different languages. So I made use of a Java-based SDK. So what we have done is we have used a jClouds-based SDK for interacting with the OpenStack, which is shown in the second box in the first image. And for the object-based storage, we have made use of IBM Spectrum Scale. So you can replace IBM Spectrum Scale with any of the object-based storage. It may be Amazon S3, it may be a DevStack installation, it may be a Nutanix, Swift stack, etc., etc. So you can just replace that. So what we actually done is, in the image one, in the first box, that is what is available by us. So which is a MobileFirst based adapter, which is open sourced recently, available for anyone to use. So you can I'll just give the link at the end. You can make use of that particular adapter and start writing your own applications. Very simply, you need not have much of the idea of coding. You can just use the MobileFirst tool, which gives a complete interfaces. You can just drag and drop and have your own UI and use this particular adaptation to make the calls in the background. So, and why we actually use this particular adapter? As I said, that there are more than 2 billion devices which will be available in the market. So apart from that, there is a strong buzzword called as IoT, Internet of Things. So where devices directly interact with the storage. So this particular adapter can also play a key role there. So any device which can directly speak to the storage can make use of this adapter so that you can use that particular data in the later stages for analytics-based workloads. So apart from that, we also done a POC, like everyone is aware of Dropbox. Maybe if you're using a Gmail, Google Drive, if you're an iPhone user, iCloud. So you can also use this particular adapter to create a file sync and share application just by yourself without any knowledge of much of the coding. So there are many use cases. These are main use cases. So as I said, we have open sourced this adapter. So at current, this adapter works directly with the object-based storage. And in the future stages, we are also making some portability to this adapter so that you can have a same application speaking to the on-premise storage and the off-premise storage. So now this adapter works with on-premise storage, directly speaking to the storage, which is on-premise. In the future, you can have the same adapter speaking to the on-premise and something like off-premise, like soft layer. So this, the link I'm going to share also have an example application with it. So this is a basic screenshot of that particular application where a user from his mobile can directly interact with the OpenStack based storage. So this is the link if you want to make use of it. So this is the IBM Developer Works article which explains in detail the workflow of this particular adapter, how to use it, where to use it, how to deploy it, etc. Thank you. Arigato.